Here are your Facebook updates for November 10th, 2021. First, man, fees are for the bees is an expression that may exist, or maybe I just made it up because bees are awesome. Facebook has announced that you can now create recurring subscription links and accept payments via their platform. And they're not going to collect any fees until 2023 at the earliest. And of course, they're challenging Apple's 15 to 30% fees. And it's, hey, this is competition at its finest. A lot of other more details here on what those fees, what it can mean for you. And check out more of this stuff here if you're doing any of these things that require fees. But the subscription thing is very cool and new, and we'll keep moving. So they being Facebook, created this guide or published their widely viewed content guide for the third quarter of 2021. And it's talking about what got the most views, most engagement types of stuff on the platform. I do recall talking about this probably at the end of last quarter. YouTube was the top one as always. Amazon, I remember some of these from the previous time we report on this, but some of these engaging posts that I've started to see a lot of where it just gets people to think creatively and thinking kind of outside the box, talking about your personal self, but also being creative with it. And yeah, take that template and see how you can use that for your business. Because, if you're a solar company or a dentist and say, hey, spell your name for each letter of the first word that comes up on your predictive text, sure, that could get a lot of engagement on your page. But it's also, how impactful is that for the business? I don't know. Maybe do that, and then maybe you change it to something themed with your specific business. I'm kind of brainstorming now. I like this idea a lot, and this is very good insight to see what across the board people are doing, and you can do likewise. On this week's segment of Hey, I Know Him, Arthur Polsky from the illustrious Academy Platinum Mastermind spotted this. And when you're creating a campaign within your ads manager, it's giving you a couple options of creation method versus the manual control. So take a look at that. I do recall shortly after screenshotting this, seeing some comments on it. Some people had already gotten it. Seemed like a typical thing where, maybe some of our friends in the UK or New Zealand maybe had seen it for a week or so. Like anything, it seemed like there was mixed reviews. And like always, test it and see if it works for you. And then on this double week segment of Hey, I Know Me, Apostolos, this is me. That's my alternate Facebook name. Meet neighbors in Richmond, where I live. I was going a little bit meta with this, that I am me. Meta also, from Facebook's name change, as we all know. Seems like a rival to Nextdoor, and not shocking, just trying to integrate other social media platforms into their own or similar features. But I haven't tried it yet. Brand new. We'll see what comes of that. Maybe the next update on it is like, oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing ever, and everyone loves it, and ad costs here are super cheap, or it goes by the wayside. You never know. Next, this Google style inventory filter. I feel like this is new as of a couple weeks. I saw it for the first time today in an account when I was looking for the attribution setting. This is very much what I've seen in Google Ads or YouTube, or where you can look at, I'll say YouTube because I've done that more than anything else on Google. Select the type of inventory. So this could have been around and maybe I just didn't spot it, but also I didn't see it in any of the other blogs or Twitter feeds that I follow for these updates. So check out this, and you can really, you can select kind of what kind of inventory you want. And it gives you examples of what would be excluded, et cetera, based on what you choose. And next we got the lightning round. Ding, 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 ding. Woo, yeah. Twitter is getting Instagram cards back. When you share Instagram link on Twitter, you're going to get a post review. Check that out. Paid Facebook groups are here. There's a slew of new features for its community products. So touching on what we talked about earlier with the subscriptions, It sounds like with these paid Facebook groups, Facebook's not going to take any fees, at least for the next year or two, depending on when you start counting of 2021. Well, in 2023, that's 2 years, but 2021 is almost over. So a bit of time before they start taking their cut of it. And next, Facebook. This is how they figure out everyone you've ever met. Really fascinating. We'll get that linked up if you're just curious on how Facebook kind of works. And then next, I saw this in Stacked Marketer. We have the full article linked up as well. But for a lead generation guy like myself, this is great information for me to take to my clients. Saying 60% of consumers intentionally provide bogus form info. If you do lead generation, maybe all those qualifying questions you make to your leads are useless. If you get the GD Pro newsletter, you would have seen yours truly going through a calculator that I made with a spreadsheet showing how that works and why we always want to take that into consideration and looking at it. So check that email out. That might be on the website too. But it's talking about this exact thing of making less of those qualifying questions because they're just not useful because people are going to just flat out lie. And lastly, maybe you read ahead and already saw that there's a reveal here. And obviously, I'm going to keep that for last so you can keep watching. But we got some surprises from DD Pro in the form of some Black Friday sale. I heard from my insider source, it's going to be the biggest sale of the year, Black Friday. So to get that, to be the first to know, to check that sale out and what it is, follow Digital Distillery on Instagram. It's very simple, at Digital Distillery. Give it a follow, check it out. Stay tuned for that massive sale. I know it's going to be awesome because, well, I love DD Pro and I'm a customer myself. That is it for the week. We'll chat.